Yeah,
You know?
yeah, but you know what it is as well, bruv, and that's another thing. Yeah, one thing as well. You always got to be mindful of the company you keep. It's, and
Mm.
this is with regards to uh, that lifestyle, criminal lifestyle, but also in general, no matter what, you have to be mindful of the company you keep, who you allow around you, and who you choose to align with, because not everyone's compatible with what you got going on. You understand what I mean?
100%.
And you might feel like you need to align with particular people to maybe elevate whatever you're involved in. And sometimes they'll be your downfall. They'll be the one to sink your ship. Do you understand what I mean?
100%, bro. 100%. We see that too much, bro. You know, sometimes man that's getting their quiet money low key, but they're good. Their team's strong, but then they look for someone who they might consider more high profile. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, give them that a bit more exposure. But their man got their own agenda. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, that's
You
what it
know?
is, bro. And even and the thing is, their own agenda, but also they're just not. Why if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So if you
100%,
don't
bro.
you might feel like someone might, okay, yeah, that person's, and you know that's why also like you might feel like someone's, like I said, higher profile, got more, like, if you want to be like, if you aspire to be something, you might think, yeah, they can help you get there quicker with them by your
Mm.
side. But also that shows sometimes you got to recognize what you got within. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And you got to also
Mm.
recognize what you've got around you. Because sometimes you don't
Mm.
need the extras, the accessories, bro. Do you understand what I mean?
Mm.
Sometimes what you, and also it's recognizing what you are, because if you've managed to build yourself and get yourself in a good situation, you don't need other people. You don't always need to align yourself with just any and anyone. Do you understand what I
Mm.
mean?
Mm.
Do you get what I'm
No,
saying, though?
100%, bro. Yeah, yeah, definitely, bro. Definitely, bro. Just stick to what you know, bro. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know? But
Yeah,
yeah, because you see enough man just infiltrate different man's, operations and sabotage it, bro. You know, because they ain't got no, they didn't help build it. They didn't go through that process, so there's nothing. They don't care either way. You understand?
yeah, yeah. But no, and you know it as well. Also, yeah, they might have some issues that they're dealing with that you're not aware of. So they might not even purposely sabotage it, but it's just whatever they got going on, whatever they got going in internally, yeah, they can't function how you function.
Mm.
And also as well, some people, how they function, it works for them. So if they're used to functioning in dysfunction, you understand what I mean? Or what's dysfunctional for them, for you, is normal for them. So they might drag you into to something that you are not ready for. That's out of your thing, that out of your comfort zone. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Where,
yeah,
but for them,
definitely.
it's normal. That lifestyle's normal to them. That's, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
But to
yeah.
you, that's not you. So then,
Mm,
why don't bring that around yourself? Do you understand what I mean?
mm,
Do you get
mm,
what I mean? So it's
mm.
not even that. So some man just got that they can. You know how, bro? Even that in work environments, bro. There's some man that you might see how they work and they got everything everywhere, but they can function. Where for you, like, nah, I need things to be a bit more tidy. I need
Yeah,
things
yeah, yeah,
organized.
yeah.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, definitely, definitely. Yeah, yeah, 100%. Everyone works different, and you got to align yourself with people that kind of you can work with and be compatible with. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, bro.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, no, definitely. You definitely 100%. Like it's too serious out, and it's the consequences are too high not to be mindful who you're, especially building with. The different things from socializing. There might be man that you just rave with. You understand what I'm saying
Yeah,
to you?
yeah,
Or
yeah, yeah,
or
100%.
go and play football with, or look how much different man we play football with, or go to a club with, or do different things. You understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying to you?
yeah, that's right. Go on, sorry.
But then it's a different thing when you're bringing someone into your bread and butter, bro. What you're using to build your wealth and build your ambitions and what you're trying to achieve is a big difference. You understand what I'm saying to you?
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's
It-
true,
it-
and as well, as much as you, sorry, go on, I keep going.
Now you got to take yourself more seriously, like in the sense of like a job interview. You got to make sure that person fits the job and fits the role, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying?
but you know what happens as well, bro? Because sometimes some people recognize that person is not the one yet, but they got love for them. where
Yeah.
really, but the thing is, yeah, if someone shows you, if like say if you had someone around you 3 years ago and they weren't ready, or they brought destruction to what you're trying to do, yeah, then they're more than likely they ain't changed. Or you need to make sure they have changed before you involve them, especially if you're involving them deeply into what you're doing. You need to
Mm.
be making sure, okay, this guy, yeah, you know what I mean? But then, like you
But
said, sometimes you can keep, man, if you check for someone, because we got people that we like, that man might link them for a juice, or man might link them for food, but you don't need to come and be my right hand man. You understand what I mean?
yeah,
Do
yeah.
you get what I mean?
Mm. Nah, definitely, 100%, 100%. No, 100% still.
Mm, trust me, bro.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You gotta kind of be mindful still.
You have to be, bro. You have to be.
Mm.
There's
Mm.
too much. There's too much at
But also,
gone.
so they've got to be willing to kind. If you're, especially like we're saying, be mindful of people's company or who you're bringing into. Because we're saying who you're rolling with when you're doing certain things, in it. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? If it's your thing, they got to be willing to kind of play the position, learn, roll. You understand what I'm saying to you? Not come
mm.
in and you cannot control them, bro. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Oh, you definitely can't have someone around you can't control. You can't, bro. You can't. How's that gonna work, bro? You can't
Ain't
even
gonna
me.
work.
I can't have someone work with me who ain't gonna listen. Then I'll just say, you know what?
It's
You know,
not. It
even if
don't
I
make
don't,
sense to me, boy.
even if I don't say to you, bro, if you're making me talk too much or explain myself too much, it's more than likely tomorrow you're not getting a phone call from me. Do you understand what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah,
you understand me? If you're in, especially, it's not like if you're doing something with someone side by side, then yeah, there's room to
yeah.
reason
The debate in it.
and discuss things. But if someone's bringing you to a table, then bro, you need to listen. And if you're not listening, you need to remove yourself from the table. Do you understand what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, 100%,
Do you understand what I mean,
100%.
bro?
Yeah, 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 yeah. And you're thinking it's just the audacity of this man. You understand what I'm
That's what I mean.
saying?
You're thinking the cheek
You
of
know what
the.
I'm saying?
Are you all right, mate? You don't see what I've
Yeah,
built there. You think like, and this is what I'm saying to you: the audacity. But what it is as well, yeah, it's like, bro, and that's why, because some people are deluded, brother. Do you understand what I mean?
mm,
So, because
mm,
that's a real thing, bro. Because sometimes, like, me and you are self-aware, so we know
mm.
sometimes when we can have chat and when we can't have chat. You
Yeah,
understand what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
certain
100%.
times, but there's people that will have the most of chat, and you'll think, bro, are you aware that you ain't brought nothing to this table? Are you aware of
Yeah,
of your capabilities ain't matching up to my capabilities? Do you understand
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
But some people, do you get what I mean? But
Nah,
some
nah,
people,
nah,
I'm not saying
100%.
man's got all the answers, but bro, but some people talk more than they should. Do you understand what I mean? And I'm not saying people shouldn't
Yeah,
have an
yeah,
opinion, but
you're
if
right. You're right. I think, you know what? I think that sometimes can be just people's character.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because you come across a lot of people, like that just you think, oh, you're talking too much, or you're not in a position to talk, or you didn't need to say that, but then you realize that it's just their character. Sometimes we thinking, you know, tolerance levels, in it, our tolerance levels might just be a bit lower. You understand
yeah,
what I'm saying
yeah,
to you?
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah,
But then obviously, when you work with people, if that person, genuine person, you kind of learn, okay, this is my man's character, this is or her character.
yeah, but bro,
You understand what I'm saying
it
to you?
depends on the circumstances. So, like,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
it's family and all that, then that's fine. Like, we have to work, and you work with it, innit? But or
yeah.
if it's just like but when it's something, for example,
Serious.
that's serious, that's detrimental. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That can, but not even detrimental. If it's something that messes with your money, or if it's something that
yeah.
can
The
cost you
freedom.
your freedom, your life, you understand what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Then
yeah.
if they're not falling into place, then it can't work. Do you understand what I mean?
Mm,
Do you get what I'm
mm,
saying?
mm, definitely, 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 100%, 100%, bro.
You understand what I
Mm,
mean?
mm,
But yeah, bro. But some people as well, like they'll have people around them as well that it's just like, like when you're young, yeah, when you're like young, like certain man, like when you was going like to a dance or whatever, you wanted a specific man to be there because if anything happens, they're active. You understand what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
bro, then as you get older, you realize I can't really be bringing them man their places, bro. That's what
Yeah.
I mean. Yeah,
But
you know what I mean?
that is someone's train of thought, bruv. You know, like when you get in a certain position, you're thinking, boy, I need this kind of loose cannon around me. You
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying to
yeah,
you?
yeah.
You know, just to keep back everyone else off. But like you said, once you get to a certain time, them loose cannons will catch you a big case. You know what I'm saying? Or
Bro,
other circumstances. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, come on, bro. Like,
Mm,
but yeah, bro, it's one of them things, isn't it, bro? Do you know what I mean? But
mm.
yeah, I think in general, you always got to be mindful of your company, man. You got to be aware.
Yeah, de- definitely. The well, to our generation and the next generation coming up, you always got to be mindful of who's around you, because you know, wolf coming in sheep clothes, and you know, there's some man you don't know who they're working with, how deep they are. You don't know what they're on me. You
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying
yeah,
to
yeah,
you?
yeah, 100%,
And
bro.
and and don't ignore signs. You know, because some man is just there to sabotage.
Yeah,
You understand what
yeah,
I'm saying to
yeah,
you?
yeah, yeah.
Or like you
Some
said,
man,
you
like
gotta.
they're surrounded by dysfunction and
So
chaos, bro.
it,
So
it could come from a case of jealousy, bro. Man could be jealous of what you're going on and just really bad minding and just bunning them. You understand what I'm
yeah,
saying?
it could be anything, bro.
You know, it could be anything, bro. But you know, you just gotta be very mindful of who you're around, you know, and who you're bringing into your immediate circle. You
Yeah,
know, in all walks of life.
and
Do you
all
get what I'm
for life,
saying?
bro. 1,000,000%, bro. 1,000,000%. So, because
You know,
look, we talk about like the lot, like what we had a conversation a few weeks ago about joint enterprise. You know what I mean?
exactly. It
All
ties
the
in.
talk online about informers and snitches. It just shows you got to know who you're bringing around. You got to be mindful because someone could put you in a life changing situation if you got the wrong people around you. You understand what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, 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 yeah. Especially if you're ambitious as well. If you're trying to get to a certain level, you really got to build carefully.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? And also recognize what's a business transaction to a friendship or employee transaction. You understand what I'm saying to you?
yeah, of course.
Do you get me? You know, because you can deal with everyone, but you just got to know at what level and what distance. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's the key, bro. Because what it is, some people, because we've got people that we, whether it's friendships or whatever, that we understand we have to keep at a distance, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's been that for
it's still
years,
cool.
but we but we
Still cool.
but
You know,
we knew that from our early 20s. Yeah, that one there. You
bro.
get me? You
From
need to stay over there. You get me? It's all
from
love, but
from
stay over there, sir.
from earlier than that, bro. Even when we used to go like other areas, and we was cool with certain man, with enough man that was tight with, but the certain man we know walk on certain distance. You understand what I'm saying to
Yeah,
you, bro?
yeah, yeah. But
You know?
another thing as well. And I think that it's again recognizing, it's a lot of men feel like they need other people because that's another thing. Like today, people feel like they have to, like enough man align themselves so much different people because they feel like it gives them status or whatever. Where
Bro.
if you think about us, yeah, we've never been like that, bro. Like
No, 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 no.
even like there's enough people we could have put ourselves around, even from young growing up. But we didn't feel like unless I was I want to be around my genuine friends. So unless you're my genuine friend or man, then I don't need to be around you. For people to say, yeah, I see him with my man, or I see him with them man there. Yeah, that's never
Mm,
been our time. That's where a lot of people, as well. A lot of people ignore violations and liabilities because they still want to just be seen with that person. Do you understand what I
bro,
mean?
I've seen it so many times, bro. You know, I've seen it and I've seen people do it. And I thought, and they don't understand when I'm keeping a distance from them, they don't understand why.
Yeah,
You understand what
exactly.
I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
You know, like you said, people overlook that violation just to be around certain man. Like you said, to be seen to be some way affiliated, even if they're taking a piss. Do you get what I'm saying?
Bro, listen to me, bro. There is man that's around. There's a lot of man that's around, man, that has done every to them, but because they
Wow,
still want to be connected to their man, there, they will
wow.
swallow it and still be
It's
popping
deep,
up.
you know, because we see it with some of the most high profile like individual that's come out of like the areas, how once their name was up there, everyone tried to associate with them, and then man just kept on violating all of them, bro.
And everyone,
Violating
bro.
everyone, bro. And these
there's
man,
man,
people still was lining up. People still was lining up. And I'm thinking,
bro, listen, I remember certain man coming home saying to me, twin, we need them one day around us, you know. I say, nah, B. You don't see them man that think they run the world, bro. Like, why would you want them? Why would you want them man there around you, bro? Like, you understand what I mean? So a lot of man, bro, they take the vibe, like, and anything, anyone can get, anyone can, anything
anyone
happen.
can get.
But once someone shows you what they're about, then why are you gonna keep? Why are you gonna keep going? But you're a glutton for punishment. Why are you gonna keep going
And you
back for
know,
more?
they say people always show you who they are. You just got to acknowledge it, and you've
Yeah,
got to kind of react to it. If you know, take heed. You understand what I'm saying?
and
People don't hide who they are, bro.
that's another thing as well, bro. Especially, and what a lot of people don't do, when people around them see things and people that you trust and know, and they say, boy, I'm not really feeling that one's energy, you know, they don't listen. Because I've had that, bro, where someone said to me, raw, and I had a man, like I was with a girl, and I had a man in the car, and she didn't feel his energy. When the guy, she goes to me, is that your brethren? I said, yeah. She goes, I'm not feeling him, you know. And my man ended up, and I didn't listen, and it ended up doing some funniness, bro. Do you understand what I mean? So that people will pick up on things. Do you understand what I mean? And whether you want to like, and what, so, and especially if more than if it's a reoccurring thing. So if people keep, a lot of people saying, "Boy, watch that one day," you know, and you don't listen, that you have to take heed, even if you think, "All right, let me be a bit cautious." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Enough guys say that about certain man, innit? Like, raw, them man there are snakes. But sometimes I think about, I know this guy longer than I know you. You
Mm,
understand what I'm saying to you? But
mm,
they say, rare. You know, some guys will say that certain men name that ring too much, they have to be snakes. But I say that's not always true. You
mm,
understand what I'm saying to
mm,
you? You
mm.
get me? But you're right. Enough people will tell you that they don't feel a certain man's energy, and they kind of say whose energy they do feel. You
Mm.
understand what I'm saying to you? You do get that from,
Yeah.
you know, if you got a woman that generally checks for you, she will always kind of give you a heads up, innit?
Yeah,
You
but
know what
it's
I'm saying?
women, it's friends, it's like people will say, well, what you doing to them, that one there, and or that guy, and whatever. And people actually, they don't want to listen. But a lot of people deny, they know the truth, but they're in denial because, you know what I mean? You might, yeah, it's thing, but
Like,
yeah.
you're right still. But, you know, we listen, like you said, because I've had, you know, being a certain man in certain areas with man from that, older man from that area, and like man that we know through like certain like dad or uncle, whatever, and they've just pulled the car and said, what are you doing with these man there? These man ain't your brethren, these man. And it's made me think, and I was thinking, when I was in the car thinking, wow, was these man trying to lie me or something? Did you get what I'm saying? You know, but he was like just was going mad at me in the car, saying, these man ain't your brethren, we don't trust them, da 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 da. And I'm looking at him, and obviously he's an older man from that area, and these men are from that ends as well. These like kind of just a bit older than me. And I'm thinking, right, he knows something that I don't know, something was supposed to happen. Did you get me? But it just shows you, like you said, man, then will, you know, don't roll with man that you're not sure of, bro. You understand
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah, exactly.
You
Mm,
know?
yeah, bro.
Mm.
Yeah, but yeah, so man, you got to always be mindful of your company, man, and who you got around, man. Can't, like I said,
Yeah.
things are too
Mm.
detrimental. Like you can't, yeah.
Mm.